So, yep, yet another bucket list item checked off. This time we take you through
Canyonlands.
Canyonlands National Park. Stick around, you're going to love this one. Okay, well today we are at Canyonlands National Park. Check out that. It's just incredible. And we've never been to the Grand Canyon, but now I can imagine. Check this out.
I know, isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
So we made it to Canyonlands on the last full day that we were in Moab. Canyonlands is 527 square miles of canyon.
It's big. It's real big.
It's huge.
So, yeah. So, Canyonlands, initial impressions, other than the size, as you're driving in, there's actually two ways to get into Canyonlands. So we entered through the Islands in the Sky Visitor Center, which is really cool. It was open. Everything except for the exhibits in the visitor center, but the gift shop was open. The rangers were on duty. They had greeters there. They did ask for social distancing, but we got right in. We got to Canyonlands. Based on our trip to Arches, we went to Canyonlands in the morning. So we got up to Canyonlands about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And there was no real crowds to speak of. And got right in and went through the gate. They give you maps and all that. Went through the visitor center. And then we started driving through the park. Very similar to Arches in that everything that you need to see in Canyonlands you could see from one of the pullouts or viewpoints. And they have big parking lots. Not a lot of hiking to do in Canyonlands, although you can. The first pullout or viewpoint that we saw opened up into a beautiful big canyon, just amazing. So Canyonlands National Park, we're only at the first pullout, yep. The first viewpoint.
Schaefer viewpoint. And
let me tell you something.
It is just gorgeous.
It's enormous. Yesterday we were at Arches, and I better make sure that the video's in the right order here. But I was absolutely speechless. I don't even know the word.
You were
overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed by the enormity of Arches, and then we come here, and it's so incredible. And like I said, we've never been to the Grand Canyon, but if it's anything like this, and just by definition, if it is grand, then what is this?
Right.
Anyway, if you're ever in the Moab area, you've got to come see this. And there's more to come today. So we'll take you along with us. And we're glad to have you. And then we drove on to the Mesa Arch, which is world famous. Everybody went there. It was great that there weren't big crowds. Because everybody wants to take pictures with the arch. And
everybody was very respectful of everybody taking pictures and, asking to back away. And, because it's such a great place to take a picture.
Yeah, it's an amazing viewpoint. It's breathtaking. And so we went from Mesa Arch, and we just basically drove through the park, ended up at Grand View.
Yes.
Which is the absolute end of the road. You can't go any farther than that. And so, which is pardon the pun, a grand view. It opens up and you could just see for miles and miles, about 527 square miles. But it's huge. Now, we've never been to the Grand Canyon, but if the Grand Canyon, I mean, everybody says the Grand Canyon's amazing. Now we absolutely have to go to the Grand Canyon,
Right.
because we were just in awe of Canyonlands National Park.
Just it's huge, and I know that it used to be an ocean, and I just tried to imagine all the sea creatures that were in there, and just what it would look like if it was full. I mean, there's just high and low points and different colors, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah, the colors are striking, especially if you go when the light's good and stuff. And we kind of had,
Cloudy day.
a little bit of clouds in the sky, so it really accented the colors in the park.
We had thunderstorm.
Lots of purples,
Yes.
and the red rock, and it just really, really amazing to see. And again, it's one of those things that you stand back and you just the wonder of how this was shaped by water and wind, and just amazing to see. The Green River cuts through part of Canyonlands, and you get a really cool viewpoint of that. And so, and again, the maps are really detailed and really guide you to the cool things that you want to see
Right.
in Canyonlands. There's no camping in Canyonlands. So if you want to camp, you got to go back over to Arches or somewhere else. But they did have a really cool
Picnic area.
day use kind of picnic area. And we actually stopped and had a picnic there.
Right, yeah. It was fun. It got a little windy, but it was nice, and all the chipmunks came out.
Oh, yeah.
There was like just 20 right just in our area, so I'm sure there's
Yeah,
and more.
and they say don't feed the chipmunks, but if a couple chips might have fallen off the table,
Well,
I
with it
can't
being-
confirm or deny it.
With it being so windy, also our plates would fly.
Yeah.
So
We left some pretty happy chipmunks.
yeah,
That's for sure.
they'll want us to come.
Just don't tell any of the rangers, I guess. But we did. We had a beautiful picnic there. And then, and again, Canyonlands is one of those places that you don't have to give an entire day to.
Right.
Like I said, we got in about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
We were done before 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, because, and then again, we spent about an hour having lunch there at the little picnic area. And again, the picnic area was overlooking these beautiful canyons, and they're nice. They have these really cool shelters that are made out of juniper, and they just look like they're part of the landscape.
Yeah, the shade.
So they don't deter. They're not like these great big metal monsters or anything. They're very nice.
Did you take a picture of those?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And so anyway, Canyonlands, again, when you're in the Moab area, you got to hit Arches. You got to hit Canyonlands because they are just amazing.
And Canyonlands is about 25 to 30 miles from Moab.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's-
you pass Arches and you keep going about another half hour
Right.
out of town, and
So if you're planning on it, know that it's not right there, but it's a good, because from the highway it's 25 miles to the park.
right.
So
Yeah, and that 25-mile stretch in, there's a lot to see.
Oh, yes.
And there's great pullouts and rest areas along that route to see. And, things that you can't do inside the national park, people do outside of the national park. Like there was one spot where people were climbing. And so we didn't stop and watch, but they had a pretty good crowd watching them. So Canyonlands, another bucket list item that's checked off. Just an amazing part of our trip. So we thank you for coming along with us. We appreciate you going to Canyonlands with us. And we appreciate you just hanging out with us during this video. If you haven't already done so, hit that little subscribe button and ring the little bell. We really appreciate it as we're growing our community. Most importantly, though,
What am I supposed to say?
Share it with a friend.
Oh, share it with a friend.
Okay, so most importantly though,
Share it with a friend.
yeah, that really helps. That really helps us grow our community. And with that, we will see you
On the next video.
in the next video. Bye. Okay.